Yeah, folks, Quilly here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play. Quilly accidentally executes his prisoners. I figured out what happened to Bossa. When we got the insect thing, and I used my finish off command, and box selected. That's interesting. It doesn't choose win. Must have to do with the state they're in. Anyway, it targeted some sort of. When I go back to the last video at like 12:06, you can see there's a little knife icon on Bossa for like a finish off move. I guess because Bossa was counted as fully down because of no legs, whereas Shell over here is only, they're currently resting. But yeah, apparently that enabled a box select. So when I box selected to try to finish off any bugs that were maybe remaining within my base, whoopsie, oh well. These things happen. I mean, it's fine. So I'm not going to recruit this person, but we might get them ready for something. So I will go and, I'm going to go reduce resistance before into convert, but then that's it. We're not going to recruit them. We'll just sort of maintain them, and call that good enough. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and then blood feed. There we are. So, yeah, more corpse there. But yeah, we're going to get some human meat. Not that we're going to use it for meals right now, because we're still in metal horror paranoia mode. And I'm going to use this as our little timer over here. I am not going and spoiling myself about the metal horror mechanics. I have no idea if they can linger forever. I'm starting to feel much less worried. Maybe that's a trap. But yeah, when this cycles, again, I'll run both these Sky Lanterns. If we get a doctor, great. We're going to do exploratory surgery on probably both of our own doctors just to make sure that they're clear. Ooh, infection. That's on wine over here. You know what? I'm going to allow... We're going to try to keep you alive. So I'll enable the best possible medicine. And Ryan's going... Ryan, what's your medical skill? You're lower... I'm going to use Sky for this one. We do want to keep you alive. So yeah, we're allowing the best possible medicine, but pharmacist, of course, is still going to scale things based on stuff. It's an infection in your ear. Can you remove someone's ear? Interesting. Oh yeah, there's the amputate for it. Okay. And of course, at some point, we will be removing your legs, but not right this moment. Especially with the infection, we're gonna let that sit there for a little bit. So we're still going to mine out this. We did find some components, and we got some components from the loot from the raid, which is great. We've got 23 now, which is wonderful. So actually, I probably don't want to set up more mining jobs. I'll let this finish just to finish, and also smooth the hallways, because that's going to be very useful, although we're not smoothing the rest. Oh, I think it was because of low quality air filter here, and this one's bio-coated. So that's got to be tossed. Maybe the sniper rifle is bio-coated as well. I want to keep an eye on this to make sure I didn't accidentally filter something wrong. I'm going to go and priority haul this stuff. Masterwork, human leather kneel sheet. Oh, well, that's lovely. Okay, good. There we go, and that's being put there. Oh, that one's bio-coated. This one's bio-coated and low quality, so it kind of meets both filters, okay? And that one's just low percentage, so yeah, go out there and decay, sort of self-cleaning, more corpses, and again, I have cooking turned on for everyone, so lots of people can butcher, but the only, well, ignoring Psych IT, which I'm hoping can't spread disease, or not disease, but the Mechanites, the only meals we're keeping is these vegetarian fine meals, so they don't stack with anything, and only Shari is on that, because I don't think there's any way she could have become infected. Hopefully we'll see. Masterwork, another kneel sheet. All right, well, that's all right. I do want to smooth this just because it'll look nicer, but not right now. We don't need it for that. We're getting some power brownouts again, which is a little annoying. Oh yeah, and I guess I was mining up this area too. That was before we got the extra components. I guess I'll let this finish as well. Oh, actually, that's one of the problems here. Is you ain't got no wood in that generator. Thank you very much. Okay. Our critters over here, and we still have hay in the freezer, again, for the kibble making with the insect stuff. And then at some point, I'll just put the kibble storage over here. But I'd rather eat the hay first. So, actually, kibble does have, like, its net positive nutrition. It's like, I think you get, like, 125% nutrition out of it. I did finally look up the RIMWORLD wiki page for that. So, you do get bonus nutrition out of kibble. Obviously, it requires labor to do it. On the other hand, it is an ability to, you can get some training there. So, we might actually prefer to feed these guys kibble, assuming some is available. So we might indeed do something like that. In fact, maybe this other shelf should just be set to kibble. And then they can choose which one of the two they want. Perhaps. I guess we do have a lot of insect meat. So honestly, I might want to do that. I might want to just switch you to kibble here. Because we need to use the insect meat for something. So we may as well just convert all this hay to kibble and then feed them the kibble. It's extra labor, but theoretically nutrition positive, especially since we don't have anything to do with the insect meat. Oh my god. Can we... Listen, I mean, I appreciate the food harvest. It's very important. But also power. It'll be really nice when we don't have to maintain these things anymore. Really nice. Payment. Moods are great, though. I mean, the base is looking nice. Things aren't filthy. No one's sick with anything, except that they're all like The Thing. Actually, I haven't watched The Thing, and I really got to get around to it. Really got around to it. Because I've played so many games inspired by it, including board games and things. No pun intended. Yeah. Like, I really got to get my ass in gear here. There you go. Oh, yeah, we're getting human leather again, which is great. I guess the other thing I could do is over here, I can add our job to make corsets. So corsets and vets are identical. And yeah, they are, they take a lot of time. They're low on material, very high on time. So I think that was the math. The idea is it's a really good training job because you spend a lot of time working on it. And value is a combination of material plus time. So the value is pretty high as well. And then, yeah, we just use it for training and we use it to have some money. So I'll do... Just alternating lights might actually deal decent coverage, but obviously that corner's still not there. Now, I think it'll probably be a pair of lights here and here, there and there for full coverage. I think I'll just assume that immediately. So I'm going to move you to there, and I'm going to move this light. The light, please. The light. There it is. And I'll move you there. And... power into here, please. Okay. A bit more mining. There shouldn't be any real foot traffic here other than hauling these rocks out, which isn't going to be too bad. So I'm not going to worry about smoothing this area right now. Which will be some extra busy work that we don't really want. There we go. The kibble's going to get brought out there. And hopefully we can do a little bit more research. Finalizing that mining. I think that's it. I think everything that does need to be mined is now done. Keeping this... Is this quest still actually active? Because it took some damage. Oh, maybe... Hold on. Is this quest just done then? Yeah, there's no quest... Oh, well, shit. All right, never mind. Hold on. Zone. Clear homes area. This. Oh, and actually, I need to clear this here. And we're going to deconstruct this. This is going to keep our constructors busy, which I don't love, but... we don't want to maintain this. It's adding wealth. We can free up some wood. And at least deconstruction is a low priority than other things. Smoothing is the lowest, but it shouldn't interfere too much other than research, but at least the research is chuchin'. That's really good. This is actually what we want to see. And, you know, honestly, maybe the research should be even a 2, so they do that before clean, because again, only 3 of them can research at a time anyway. Or I bring the clean down to a 4. We probably don't have any crafting to do anymore. And the hauling's still, honestly, pretty important. I think I will just bring this down here. Which, again, anyone who's got research passion will do it before they do this. But with only 3 stations, it's going to be fine. We might want to... I might want to limit how many people do it just to get, like, certain people hyper-focused on research. On the other hand, I think it'll naturally hyper-focus the research on people who end up with more idle time without me having to think too hard about it. I'd have you just drop the kibble here. What I'm going to do is prioritize getting the hay out of here so that the kibble can be brought here. And then I will actually just get you to drop the kibble. That way a hauler can take care of that. Especially once we do get to the point of having a bot. And I talked about maybe leaving this as a hospital. Because it would be near the front. Not too far from the food supply. But no, I think we'll stay with the plan of hospital here, especially because we can have the medicine here, which will be important for the prisoners as well, and then still close to the food supply. It's a little further from the front than I would like, but I think that's probably fine. No longer inspired. Oh yeah, it was work frenzy, which fine. We didn't have to do anything special to use that up. We do have this freaking Doomsday rocket launcher, which is amazing. Everyone's armed. Incendiary launcher, new. We'll leave this here. I'm sure we'll set some extra filters for the weapons. Oh, this was originally my weapon rack. I guess this was for the, that's right. This here was for the unfinished items, and I decided, oh, I don't need to really worry about that. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move you here, and you are going to be linked. And I think because I clicked this first, this is the behavior that it inherits. Yeah. So we're gonna have 2 weapon racks. Manhunter pack of guinea pigs. Well, that's mostly more funny than anything, but... All right, let's leave everyone in the walled area. We don't have to instantly recruit them. As long as there's no one out here now. And then if they start to pass through the door, because they might not... Okay, what I'll do is I'll get people in position. We don't need to worry about cover for this one. And then I can always poke in and out if we need to draw them over here, but some of them are going to get drawn forward. That's good. So Chico, you're a vamp now. You haven't healed anything yet. I'm hoping it doesn't take too long. Oh, the shotgunner's up a little closer. Yeah, they're getting instantly meleeed. There's gonna be the gas cloud here. Maybe, should the meleeers have face masks? No, face masks occupy the same slot as a helmet. Although, speaking of, yeah, we will have to maybe turn the power on. Because we need more helmets, but it's a lot of guinea pig. Now, I think the guinea pig fur in RimWorld might be like the best for temperature management or something. There's something about guinea pig fur that's actually fairly good. I'm actually worried about getting smoked out here. You know what? I'm going to pull the other meleeers back. And then you two are still being gassed, so actually we're going to pull you guys back as well. I think Petra will be fine. Stand in the middle. It's far enough away from the gas, and then you can still protect these guys. Okay. They're running through Petra here. Sometimes. Ooh, level 16 shooting. That's not too bad. Yeah, 50-50, they'll rot instantly because of the Scaria. Feels like we're getting worse than 50-50 odds over here. There's a lot of these to kill still. I'm going to go and remove this immediately so I don't forget. Damn. That is a lot of guinea pigs. Cargo pods. Of, what did you send me, Randy? Is it skulls? Meals. Okay, well, tell you what. Those, we know we can eat, so that's great. And we are... Oh, did Petra just get shot in the back? Charge rifle. So Sky... Yeah, can friendly fire there. You know what? I'm just going to release you two. Okay, run away from the guinea pigs. Fine. We're nearly done. Is that the last one? I think that's the last one. And I don't think I see any wigglers. I will do a finish off here just in case. No, there isn't. Release. Ooh, I was about to do a mass unforbid, but I don't want to do that. I could turn off hauling for everyone except Ryan and Petra because they won't get gassed. Oh, nor Chico. Maybe I will do that. Okay. Chico, Ryan with the gas mask, and Petra. You guys should be able to haul this fine. Vasquez doing the construction there is not ideal, but okay. I could also make it so that I could do high priority haul and only leave it on for those people, but that should be okay. Because they might haul other random stuff that doesn't need to be hauled the same priority, actually. You know what? Maybe that is the right way to do it. That took more clicks than needed. But if I do this, and let's say I put the hauling back on normal for everyone, but then haul urgently this area, the only people who will do it will be the people who don't get gassed. A regular hauler, like someone who's super idle and gets to like level 4, might still haul a little, and it's not the end of the world. See, Sky's doing a little there. Not ideal, but it's not The worst? I could also just ignore these things until the bodies have all decayed. Although some of these might get butchered. I don't know. I think we got like 90% of them insta-rotting this time. Hmm. Yeah, move this stuff over here. That's fine. We are going to need some more shelves soon, mostly because of the kibble. Actually, here's the thing. I can go and relink these guys so that they're back to high priority kibble, because we can put all the kibble there. If we're going to do it that way, there we go. And then they're not going to have hay. All the hay will be in the freezer, which doesn't need to really be frozen. I mean, it does decay eventually, but not really. And there's nowhere for those corpses, which is fine. We can mostly just ignore this. They'll keep rotting. These will, of course, decay even faster because they're outside in the water. So I think that's fine. So yeah, this little yellow no storage space warning is going to be around for a bit, but I'm fine with that. Go research. Geothermal's coming. A tortoise is self-tamed. Well, tortoise, I think you don't get penned. So I'm going to tell you to go to the walled area, and then we'll just butcher you when you get there. We'll very slowly walk over there, and that's going to be fine. Yeah, regular hauling's on, which is good. And yeah, nothing here, but as soon as something decays and there's room... I mean, actually, I suppose I can just go and extend the corpse stockpile. Maybe that's worth it. Blizzard? Oh my god, the amount of snow here. I know I've talked about it before on the blizzards. It was crazy today. I looked out my window, and I could barely see anything. That wasn't a windy day. It was actually a fairly mild day. It was just like those giant, chunky snow... They're not snowflakes. They're clumps of snowflakes that are falling down. That's what you get when it's like really mild and not windy. The snow really just sticks together and weights down. So you get these beautiful, slow falling, but it was so dense that I could barely see out my window. It was kind of cozy, to be honest. I'm recording this on December the 23rd. For those of you who are curious about those sorts of things, this is probably going to get published. I don't know. It's probably going to be first week of January by the time you guys see this. I think, maybe. Yeah, hold those. And yeah, try not to get too gassed. This is nearly done. Then we can put everyone back on number 1 for the Hall Party. And again, the Hall Plus is just, I could do the same thing by right-clicking on all these things and move them, but what a pain in the butt. All right, I'm going to slaughter that tortoise. Man, hunting tortoises are great for training up your weapon skills, but they do take forever. All right, Hall Plus goes back up to 1 for everyone. I should just moved one of those things, but that's okay. All right. And this is a biocoded. Good, stay there. Thank you very much. So we're back to normal. That's okay. 7 days, all right. Again, at some point we'll do some more smoothing. At some point we'll move these guns and stuff, but there's no reason to rush that. Working on the corset. I would love to... You know what? Actually, hold on. I should suspend the corset job and not do it right now while the power's off, because it's going to be too slow. Although, do you get even more training? Yeah, I don't think I can do this with the centipedes. I'm going to cancel that quest. It was very rewarding, but I think it was maybe a bit much. Oh, if we have some human leather spare now, I will go and ask for our patented human leather armchairs over here. Whatever you quality you end up with is fine. That's going to be Vasquez with a 17. Yeah. Get you up there. Need warm clothes. I'm really not too worried about that anymore, so that all got done. I suppose I can also do the remove floor thing over here. So we'll get some material back. I think we'll get 3 chunks of granite perks. I think it's 4 per tile, and you get 75% back, I think. So we should get 3 back, which is not nothing. And it doesn't take very long, I think, to tear the floor apart. It'll be a little annoying to haul it later, but I think that's still fine. Come on, geothermal. And then, yeah, microelectronics for sure is next. Oh, we're only getting 2. Rounding? You only get 50% back? I thought you get 75% back. Maybe it's 66% and then it rounds down. Could be. 61. Are you going to have 1 piece of food left over? Let's say, I thought it was 60. Strange. All right. And yeah, these things are multiplying, which is fine for now. While we have lots of kibble, we're going to let them continue to multiply, and then we might do some culls later. We'll see. We are growing more hay here. Not much hay, to be fair. There's very little hay being grown. You know, Pack animals or not, I don't think I'm going to keep the donkeys. I think I'm going to cull them now. Yeah, I'm going to cull them now. But we're going to keep going with the muffaloes. So we want animals, auto slaughter. I'm going to put a 0 for the adult. We'll let the youngins fully grow so we get the full meat thing. I mean, we'll have to feed them along the way, but it's going to be food positive. But yeah, we'll start doing that. There are some more muffaloes out there. We could do some more taming. Alpacas too. I mean, we should do the tame and slaughter thing. I'll enable that. So that's still going to be just Tad and is going to keep working on that. Yeah. Maybe, should I put the fishing on just to train up your fishing? Maybe after we're done part of this research crunch, maybe I'll do that. Again, not to train up the fishing, rather to train up the animal handling. But, I mean, yes, fishing, but not because we're specifically looking for the fishing to improve. Although, I don't know, maybe like a skill 20 animal person is like god tier at fishing. It'd be impressive. So yeah, these are all low hit points and tainted, and this is all tainted stuff. Yeah, that's good. Geothermal done. Microelectronics, please. Oops. You know, I don't care that some things aren't available. Like, I don't know why they thought that pop-up would matter. So, we'll also plan the power routing immediately. Okay, I am planning some solar panels over here, which I think are 4x4. That's not what I want to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think if I do this, that'll cover those solar panels. Some of this might have to get adjusted later to make more room for solar panels, and I might have to run it through partially the crops. If I do it through winter, I'm not going to lose anything. But I am going to set up a redundant connection as well, which might take a little damage through some of the combat, but because that way, if one of these breaks, the geothermal is still going to be connected, and I think that's well worthwhile. Yeah, that'll be good. Old Vasky is going to have to go to work on that soon. Oh, Tab and Petra. Did you try for baby, please? Petra, what's your fertility? I don't know if there's a modifier for vamping. No, you're 100%. Great stuff. And Tad? I mean, the fertility from that side is less of a thing. There you go. There you are. Now, I don't know. If you make a vampire when they're older... yeah, the fertility factor does go down. So presumably an older female vampire would take that much more of a hit. All the more reason maybe to convert Sky as soon as possible, although it is going to be a couple of years before we get the genetic stuff. But I guess maybe I should have turned a second person to a vamp sooner, just so that we could cycle those cooldowns faster, but then that would have been that much more blood to maintain, which would have been tricky. Anyway, I think we're going to go, and first of all, you know, I'll leave the coagulator in there until we're done the surgeries. Maybe. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn off the blood feed until we're done the surgeries. So, install peg leg, left and right. Start with that, and then we'll remove it. We are enabling best possible medicine, which apparently all we have is herbal medicine, so that's what you're going to get. Without lights, I could throw a light in here just to help with the surgery. Someone did point out that a great way to train your medical skill is to do the surgical inspection over and over on a prisoner, which I've never done before. Obviously, I've been like, I'm not complaining about some of the fails here by virtue of the fact that it does train us, but it's not the same as like intentionally doing it. Oh, Tad proposed to Petra on already. Well, that's lovely. Fails. So yeah, obviously we could make this a lot better. Proper bed, cleaner environment, a light. Whether or not we care about that, I don't know. Wow, another ambrosia sprout inside of our base. Okay, well, I'll just take this existing rice area and I'll just expand it to cover that. I put the ambrosia tree in here. I cut that down. I don't know. Well, let's just make sure not to do that. So September, we already had a little bit of snow, although our plants are still currently okay. They made it through that. Go, power connection, geothermal is up and is connected. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to turn on all these devices. Batteries really don't matter, but we'll leave them in there because why not? Although I guess if I turn them off, I think they couldn't get a breakdown and therefore eat one of our components. I can't turn them off. All you can do is disconnect them. Well, should I uninstall them? And then what, forget about them forever? I'm gonna install them. And one argument to leave them here is if the geothermal does have a breakdown, get destroyed, get disconnected, we'll still have a little bit of battery stored, but I think we'll just do that. Yeah, we got lots of components. That's great. It's really good. Waiting for the smoothing. And then, yeah, if we can get the microelectronics, that's great. I should go and get our research lab ready. I was still thinking about back of the room. Maybe I'll do here. The way the people working on it aren't quite as far away from like the kitchen. And I was thinking of putting a door right here. And actually, I think I'll end up putting a door on the other side of the barracks as well. Yeah, I like that. So let's get it ready. I could do a bigger lab too, to leave in room for the drug lab. All the mech building stuff is all lab stuff too. Maybe I just make a big, huge room for it. That would be, if I want to sterile tile it, which I might, that would be a lot of material. It'd be good for mood. Or what I do is I do a half lab, because research gets a speed boost for the sterility of a room, right? With the kitchen, we put floors that have positive sterility in it to help offset the dirt. It gives us a little bit more of a buffer because before it gets so dirty in here that we might get food poisoning. See, I kind of think about putting the cleanup a little bit again, because it's definitely not staying clean enough. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna slow down our research for a tick, or at least we'll do this for a little bit and we might toggle it down after. Yeah, so for the kitchen, the sterility is just as a bit of an extra buffer. For the lab, it matters because the sterile environment gives you a research boost. So that's why I will often put actual. Petra's already pregnant. That was fast. I will often put an actual proper sterile tile in there to boost research speed. Inspect genes. You got pollution stimulus. You got total antitoxic lungs. That's excellent. That's great stuff. Good gene. So anyway, but I probably don't want to sterile everything. So maybe I'll consider this to be one big lab, but I'll actually split it into two separate rooms, so that I'll only have to put sterile tiles in the actual research area itself. Okay, so with that idea in mind, this is the size of the advanced research table. This is the microanalyzer, another research table, chair, bookshelf. Could have a heater. Probably doesn't need it, but there would be room for a heater over there. So that, and then what I can do is, like, that's one of the mech things, right? Like the subcore encoder, the gestator, and then the mech lab, like the drug lab is a 1x3. And we need maybe a little walking space. So if I do this and then assume, that for walkability, and then the drug lab, and then probably more mech stuff as well. And again, I don't know how big it is, but maybe we leave some sort of allocation kind of like this. So the idea is we treat this entire block as if it were a lab, but we keep the walls here and some doors here so that this room has its own sterility modifier. And then we put other stuff in there. And we actually have a little bit of room to expand in here as well if it turns out we need more space for all the mech stuff. So I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to do this, and this. Could do a double door here just for symmetry. No, I think that's going to be fine. All right. I like that a lot. I guess we're 28 minutes in. I could put a cut now. Great to find some components in here. Yeah, we're going to get ready for the next level of lab. Although these are the people doing the mining are more people who aren't going to be researching right this minute, but I think that's fine. And then we're going to have to do all the smoothing. Yeah, I'll just do a smooth floor for now, and then later on I'll install sterile tiles. I don't think I'll go with the steel floor, even though it would give us a little bit of sterility over here. I think we'll just do the smooth, and then we'll build over it later. Even though smoothing is slow, but it doesn't take material, and that's nice. Door, we'll do some hold opens over here too. There's no reason to worry about that. And these glow pods eventually expire. It's like looks like some sort of figure here, like a Space Invader. Almost a little bit like a Pac-Man ghost. A little. At some point, I have to decide if I want to go down here and tear up the extra bits for stuff. Hey, if it turns out there's components down there, I don't know. Okay, hold on a second. Vasquez, come down here. Right. Okay. We've got deconstruct commands. See, there's nothing there. What about these shells? These ancient beds? No, I think it's designed to not really give you any stuff out of this. Maybe there's something in here. I'm gonna assume it's not the case. So I'm just gonna close this off. Oh, do I have to tell someone to do it? Sorry, Vasquez. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's utterly pointless to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna put the cut in here. Folks, thanks a lot for watching another episode. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.